Yes, guys. So this is one of my student, Barkat, who just joined the program,
Okay.
I think a few weeks back. And he just got to the root cause through subconscious transition and he's now free from porn, masturbation, and lust. Okay. Like he has made an insane progress in the program. Like after one call, I think you were free.
Yes. Yes, I was.
Yeah. So he watched all the videos, and in our first weekly call, after that, he never went back to it. Right? He basically found the root cause and he changed his
Sure.
beliefs, he changed his perspective, and now he's going great. So, Barkat, if you want to introduce yourself, like introduce yourself, brother.
Okay. So my name is Barkatullah, and I found out about Ahmed and what he does from YouTube. Basically, I
Mhm.
stumbled upon it, fortunately, and I was basically like I was in this pit or in this bad habit for a while now. I've been doing it, and
Mhm.
I had been doing it for some time now, and I was really looking for some help. I had tried all other means, like all the other NoFap. I had joined NoFap communities, and
Mhm.
I had watched a lot of videos on YouTube, and I also took help from a psychologist as well, but
Okay.
they were all like they all helped me momentarily, but in the longer run they were not very effective. So
Mhm.
by the grace of Allah, I found this program, and basically Allah led me to this program because I was really helpless and I was really desperate, and I was looking for some help because I was
Mhm.
trying my level best to quit this thing and I was unable to do it. So, like out of the blue, suddenly I found this program on YouTube. I found a video on YouTube, and it
Mhm.
led me to Ahmed. And when I approached him, and when we had a first call, the introductory call, and when he shared a video with me, so basically it was all very relatable. And when I had the first call with Ahmed, with you,
Mhm.
so that is when I realized that okay, that is when I felt for the very first time that I'll be able to quit it and I'll be able to defeat this thing. And Alhamdulillah, I'm very happy that
Mhm.
it was all basically the difference between other programs and this program was that all the other programs, they were directing me towards the wrong approach. Their
Mhm.
approach, if even if they had the right even if they had the right you can say destination, the approach was wrong. And they were all very you can say that temporary temporary measures, and they helped me momentarily, but in the longer run they were not very effective. So that is I guess in a brief way what I can describe about this program.
Awesome. Awesome. That's good to hear, Barkat. Like you really just found the root cause and you have tried all of the nofap techniques before, but none of them worked. Yeah, maybe they worked for a few
Yes, I
days.
had.
Yep.
Right. No,
But
no, no, none of them. Yes, for a few days or for a couple of days, and then again,
yep. Because you know,
I went back to it.
yeah, because once you understand what is the root cause, like once you actually get to the root cause through subconscious transition, it becomes effortless. It literally becomes effortless, right?
Yes, it was very surprised to see that when I started like when you shared those videos, when I watched those videos and the literature that you shared with me,
Mhm.
the journal that you shared with me. When I started reading it, when I watched those videos, I realized that it was nothing. Like it is nothing. For example, all the things that have been fed to us by the NoFap programs
Yep.
about like as if like we're addicted or as if we're helpless in front of our addictions. It is
Yeah.
all very untrue. It is basically, in my opinion, it is something to keep you engaged with those programs so that they do it to keep you engaged. But I realized when I started doing this program, that it is all very easy. It is nothing. It is all here in your mind, and there's no such thing as addiction. And if you realize that addiction is nothing, and it is all free will, then you will never relapse. Like, there is no such thing as relapse. If
Yep.
you realize that okay, it is all in your mind, and it is your own free will. Nobody
Yep.
can dictate you, or nobody can ask you to do anything. If you have this like, if you believe in yourself, like, okay, I'm a free man, and I have free will, and I'm not an addict. There's no such thing as addiction. For example, if someone smokes, and if he just decides that, all right, I'm not going to smoke, then he will not smoke. I know it sounds a little, unbelievable, or it sounds a little hard for those who are for those individuals who are kind of like doing it right now. I know it also, like, for me, it was also very hard to digest, or it was a little difficult for me to digest. But when I really understood the meaning behind it and what it meant, then it was very easy. It was like nothing. It was only a matter of couple of days when I was like, okay, like, I've been doing it for a decade. I had been doing it for a decade. When I realized that, okay, this is like nothing. This is all in our mind. Then it was I was over. I stopped doing it in a couple of days. Like, not
Mhm.
even a couple of days. In a day, I was done with it. And I
That's
now I
great.
don't even like. No, I don't even have those thoughts anymore. I was always thinking about it. I was always when I woke up, I was thinking about it. When I was like, I may have been doing something really important, but I was distracted all the time. But now I don't even think about it, like, as if it's not like it was never part of my life, as if I was never doing it. So this is what this program has done for me.
Awesome. I love to hear that. Like, basically, Barkat, the biggest benefit of this program is that you actually understand, you actually remove this addict self-image, okay? And you understand that yes,
Yeah.
you are a free person, you have free will, humans have free will, right? And that's a win-win for me, okay? Because that's literally a win-win for me. Because once my students understand that they have free will, right? So the biggest benefit is that once you understand that humans have free will, right, you can actually choose to shed this addict self-image. And it's not like affirming to yourself, oh, addiction doesn't exist, right? We actually didn't give you any affirmations to say to yourself that addiction doesn't exist, right? We actually give you the
Yes.
logical
Yeah.
evidence, logical proofs to
Exactly.
understand why
Exactly.
addiction doesn't exist, right? Because
Exactly.
humans
Exactly.
humans need proofs for
Mm.
everything. Humans need proofs, right? Humans only understand logic. So
Yes. Basically, what I have learned, addiction is something which, which we think, like, which we just, we use it as a tool to find an excuse. Like, basically, we hide behind this word addiction. Like, for example, I might do something wrong. For example, in this case, whenever I used to in my past, whenever I used to do it, I was like, okay, I'm an addict. It is like I cannot help myself. I'm an addict. But in the reality, it was just to avoid feeling guilty, just to assure myself that, okay, it is not my fault. It is like I'm an addict. So that is what it was fed to me. It was what I was also in my subconscious I was thinking. This is, I guess, what majority of us do, who are who are unfortunately embroiled in this situation. So basically, a majority of guys, whatever they try to hide themselves. So
yeah. So I was saying that addiction is not objectively real. It's like it's just like you say that Santa Claus is not real, right? Like Santa Claus, it's just a concept, it's just a mainstream belief that everyone believes in, but nobody really
yes,
believes that like it is objectively real, right? It's just in
yes,
people's mind, right? Just
mm,
like that,
mm,
addiction is also this mainstream belief And because everyone believes in it, that's why we think that it's a right belief. But in reality, it's just like the concept of Santa Claus. Santa Claus is not objectively real, just like that addiction exists in the
mm,
minds and not the body, right?
mm.
All right.
Absolutely,
So,
absolutely.
Barkat, brother, can you
Yeah.
tell me more about your situation before you actually started working with me?
Okay, so before I started working with you,
Mm-hmm.
I was, if I talk about the situation I was in, it was
Mm-hmm.
happening on a regular basis, even like multiple times in a day. And I kept like, whenever I used to do it, I immediately felt that guilt and that feeling that I'm doing something really wrong. Like I always had that guilt that I'm doing something really wrong, but I
Mm-hmm.
always ended up doing it. And whenever I used to do it, I used to like think that I'll not do it again. But
Mm-hmm.
again, like after a couple of hours, I used to do it. There were days like that I'll do it once. There were days I'll do it thrice, and it was always like it was a way to cope with a lot of, for me, I felt that I can cope with stress. And
Mm-hmm.
my mental health was not in the right place, so it was a way for me to escape. It was an escape for me as well. So basically, what I found out that when I started working with you, that basically you may like guys hear it all the time that porn relieves stress, or it gives you a dopamine hit. But it is all very untrue in my opinion, because it is not the porn itself. It is because basically what happens is that if you're feeling stressed, or if you're feeling low, or if you're feeling down, though basically basically what happens is that it distracts you. Basically you stop thinking about the stress or the thing that is keeping you down, or what that is troubling you. Else you might be reading, or you might be like fishing, and whatever makes you happy, and you'll do it, and you'll stop thinking about stress. So basically porn doesn't give you that hit, or porn basically does not distract you, give you that dopamine, does not transmit dopamine. It is basically just a distraction. So
Yep.
like porn does not automatically solve everything. So I was really depressed, and I was really worried that I'll end up doing it for the rest of my life. And I'll also it affected me in a lot of ways. It
Mm-hmm.
affected my self esteem. It affected my physical well being. So it was all it is something which eats you up from inside and from outside as well, which reflects in your physical health and physical state. So basically it is a nuisance. And unfortunately, a lot of a majority of guys nowadays are doing it. And I wish that people find this program. And because it is very it is first of all, this program is very in my opinion, it is very flexible, because I have a very busy routine. And like you have been very accommodative, you have been very understanding, and you have because there have been times when I did not have time, when we had committed that we'll have a meeting, but I did not have time, and we ended up postponing our meeting a couple of times. So
Mm-hmm.
this program, first of all, is very flexible. It tailors it is always tailored according to like my it was always tailored according to my routine and my needs. And secondly, this is the most practical program I've encountered up till now. The
Mm-hmm.
most like I had the you gave me the most practical solutions, and the most in depth, the most well researched. Your videos and your the writings that you shared with me. They were very well, very well understood and very well researched. So, like when I reflect back and when I look back to what I was before I joined this program, I'm very grateful and I'm very thankful that Allah led me to this program because it is
Mm-hmm.
all over now. Like
Yep.
it is a little funny as well
Yep.
because I'm like it was nothing and I had like this. I was so worried about it. So I'm really grateful that Allah led me to this program.
Alhamdulillah. And I personally know that feeling because once you quit porn effortlessly, it's like, bro,
Yes,
like I had been doing it for years. I've been quote
yes,
fighting it, but it's literally like
yes,
effortless.
yes,
That's what happens
yes,
once you
absolutely.
eliminate
Yes.
the root cause, right? Once you actually
Exactly.
cut down the
The
root
root
cause,
cause. That is the
it's
main
easy.
thing. Nobody focuses on the root cause. So that is
Yep.
like the main thing.
Exactly, man. Exactly. So, Barkat, I want to know, like, for how long you have been struggling with porn? Like, how many years?
Okay, so it happened in phases, but I basically started watching it. Well, like, I basically watched it for the first time when I was in my probably in my matriculation in my
Oh.
ninth or tenth grade. I'm not, I don't know the. I'm not. I cannot. I'm unable to recall the exact time, but it was somewhere when I was in my ninth or tenth grade. Then there were
Mm-hmm.
phases, but I have been doing it. It has been more than a decade now. So like there
All
have
right.
been times like there was a time when I stopped watching it, but then I again resumed it. I went back to it because I
Mm-hmm.
did not eliminate the root cause of it. I did not understand the root cause, the main problem of it. So like now I feel I've never been this confident, you know. So
Alhamdulillah.
like
Yeah, man. Like, that's awesome. So, how old are you right now, Barkat?
okay, I'm 29. I'm 29 right now. So it's been more than a decade.
Oh, I see. I see. All right. So, Barkat, now that you have actually found the root cause and you have actually debunked the root cause as well through subconscious transition, and you're actually free from porn, masturbation, and even lust. So, I want to know, like, how your life changed after working with me.
Okay, so there have been some really like there have been two types of changes. The
Mm-hmm.
first type is like which is very evident, which is you can all like feel it, and the other type of uh, that change you can say is that it is subtle. So the evident, like the visible type is that I feel more energetic, I feel
Mm-hmm.
more driven, my connection to my God, which was the number one concern for me. It has improved a lot. Like it is constantly improving. It is something which you keep working on, but it has improved a lot. The drive, the energy that I feel, the drive to do things, my self esteem, my you can say that Uh, the confidence that I have in myself, that I'll be able to do these things, that has changed my physical. Like I was always active physically.
Mm-hmm.
It affected me a lot. So it is now improved many folds. It has now increased many folds, and there are some
Awesome.
subtle changes as well. That like uh, in my like what I felt was that like when I was before this program that I was always jittery, that I was always jumpy, and I
Mm-hmm.
was always like, I always needed, some kind of uh, like something to keep me myself engaged, something to keep myself, something so that like I was always kind of in a, you can say that I was always kind of scared, if that's the right word. But like right now, even like even if I'm bored, so I'm okay with it. Like people think that boredom or keep being bored is something really bad, but I think that if even if you're bored, sometimes it's good. So I'm
Yep.
not always jittery, or I'm not always, trying to find some sort of entertainment. I'm like, I'll be sitting in my lounge, and like watching outside the window, and I'll be perfectly all right. I'll be doing it. I may do it for more than 10-15 minutes, and I'll be okay with it. So this is something that I've felt recently, ever since I started doing it. So in
Mm-hmm.
my like I'm more calm. I'm more composed. If I keep it in a nutshell.
Alhamdulillah, that's like a great thing that's awesome, right? Because like one of the thing that you mentioned right now, Barkat, is that people
Mm.
actually, when they feel bored, when they feel down, when they feel stressed, they think of it as a chance to relapse, right? They think of it
Yes,
as
yes.
a trigger to go back to PMO. But bro, the thing
Mm.
is, that's because you believe in the addict self-image, right? And that's the
Mm.
biggest consequence, that's the biggest negative of this addict self-image. It makes you think that
Absolutely.
these normal occurrences of life, like anger, stress, anxiety, depression, loneliness, boredom, they are a trigger. The people literally see it as a trigger to do PMO.
Absolutely.
But the thing is,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
yep, once you change your perspective, once you actually debunk all these benefits, then it actually becomes like a thing that's like, bro, that's normal. Like it's ups and downs in life.
Mm.
That's life, right?
Mm. Mm.
Because it's impossible that you will be feeling on top of the world 24 out of 7. No, there will be ups
Absolutely.
and downs
Absolutely.
in life, right?
Mm.
And
And this is what, social media has also, responsible entertainment, and we're constantly, in search for something to keep ourselves engaged. But this is, this is a very bad approach. Once you understand that it's all in your hands, and it is all, like, your willpower, basically. So then you, like, it also translates into other things as well. Like, whatever you plan on doing and whatever you feel like doing, it basically,
mhm,
you have this confidence. All right, it is in my hands and my hands only. So, like, I can do it. It gives you a lot of confidence as well.
exactly, exactly. That's the thing. Because uh, recently, like, what change I actually felt is that, like, I'm actually taking calls at my office, right? I take a lot of coaching calls at
Hmm.
my office, and
Hmm.
I'm totally alone here. Okay, like it's the best place to actually jerk off, right? If that
Hmm.
what we say, okay. But I'm
Hmm.
extremely lonely,
Yes,
right? I've got a
absolutely.
best place. I can do PMO. Like people actually say that, oh man, you are sitting alone, you're working alone, right? Don't you have any sexual thoughts? Don't you have any dirty thoughts, right? Like, uh, like
Hmm.
doesn't the devil whispers in
Hmm.
your ears?
Hmm. Hmm.
The thing is, bro, there are a lot of guys, a lot of people in this world who live in the
Hmm.
caves. Do you know people actually live in the caves, but still they don't have, like, they don't need to
Yes,
actually
absolutely. They do.
yeah, they don't need to jerk off to survive, right? And people living in the
Absolutely.
tribes, right? You can look at all the tribes all around the world, especially in South Africa. People actually living in these tribes, they
Hmm.
don't even know what masturbation is, right? They don't
Hmm.
even have any idea about what masturbation even is.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And
Hmm.
yeah, they have high
Not
testosterone.
like, even if we, sorry to interrupt, but even
Hmm.
if we take our examples, like, we have we if it was a thing, if addiction was a thing, or if it was something like we had to do it, then we should have been doing it since we were, like, ever since we were born. But
Yep.
somebody pushed us towards it. Somebody, kind of, like, introduced us to it. So this is something kind of, addiction, or you can say that something part of your life. So we should have been doing it ever since we were born, or, for example, ever since, like, not everyone does it. Like, we should have been doing it since our puberty, but not everyone
Exactly.
starts doing it the moment he hits his puberty. So it is something, it is something which is a man-made thing or which is transferred. Like basically, in my opinion, if someone seeks my advice, so we should he should be really careful about the company that he keeps, because that is when he is first exposed. In majority of guys, this nuisance starts like the guy is exposed, or is also is, for example, is you know kind of shown this thing by his friends,
Mm-hmm.
by his peers. So that is when he starts doing it. So if it was something which was like something really necessary for your body or for yourself, then we should start doing it the moment we hit puberty. But we don't.
Yep, exactly. But the thing is, even if someone would be exposed to it, because if nofap was not a thing,
Mhm,
right, nofap would not be there. Then it would not be that
mhm.
harder to actually stop doing it, right? Because think about it. If you just use logic,
Exactly. Exactly.
nofap made it
Exactly.
even more harder to quit,
Mhm.
right? They said that, oh, your brain has changed, your brain
Absolutely.
is
It does.
rewired differently, you are an addict, you are a weak person, you
Exactly.
cannot control your own
Exactly.
body, right? And now you need dopamine,
Mm.
there is a
Mm.
dopamine circuit in your brain, and whenever that it gets below below the line, you need dopamine, you will go back to PMO, right? So
Mm.
the thing is,
Absolutely.
they
Absolutely.
put so
Absolutely.
much perceived value in watching porn, right? They said that, oh, it's a substitute
Mm.
for sex, right? Oh, it's a coping mechanism,
Mm.
right? Or
Mm. Mm.
like, oh, it gives pleasure, it's so much pleasurable, that's why you watch it. Bro, that's a lot of
Mm.
perceived value for people, right? And
No,
humans always, yeah.
people who say that it is something to satiate your lust. So if it is something to satiate your lust, then why does not like why like that guy should just hire a prostitute? Why doesn't he hire a prostitute? Because
Exactly.
it is not it does not satiate your lust. It is something just you think that satiates your lust, but it does not. And
Mm-hmm.
like if porn satiates your lust, then every type of porn should satiate your lust. But people do not watch, like not all people watch homo porn, or
Yep.
like not everyone watches. Like everyone has their different kind. So basically, it is something, the all the just to sum it up, all the the excuses or all the points that people give, like okay, porn does this, all the benefits, the perceived benefits that people give, they're all not true. And I say it with a lot of confidence, and with a lot of with a lot of experience, that it is
Mm-hmm.
not true. It is something which you just which you just think, which you like you basically people in order to do something, you because humans are like humans only do things when they find incentives in it,
Yep.
and when they find benefits in it. So
Exactly.
all the benefits, the perceived benefits that people say that porn has, they're not true, because just to stop feeling guilty, or just to uh, like just to find an excuse to do it, they come up with these ideas and these perceived benefits. But in my opinion, once you stop doing it, the benefits that you feel and the benefits that not doing this thing has, they are real. They're not like made up, and they are like they really change your life for the better. So like
Yep.
I'm so grateful, like it has completely changed my life now. So I wish people find those who are struggling with this thing, they find your program. I really wish.
All right. That's great, brother. So, Barkat, uh, if like we have only 4 minutes left, so do you have any last words?
Believe in yourself. uh, like this is, I know it is like all those who are doing it, I was unfortunately a part of this thing. It is I think, the people who are struggling with it, uh this thing, this porn, struggle with it because they're unable to share it with other people. Like those who smoke cigarette, everyone knows like who smokes cigarettes, or like in our society the people do not drink, but if you go abroad, like who drink and who smoke. But in like this is something which everyone does it, in the privacy, or in the in like something which is hidden from others. So
Mm-hmm.
like it is okay to seek help. There are a lot of guys who think that seeking help is not masculine, or it is something which makes you weaker. But there is nothing wrong with seeking help, and seeking advice, or seeking like I was struggling with it. I wish I would have I wish I would have done it earlier, because trust me, it is nothing, it is all in our mind. I also, when I first saw your videos, and when you first told me this thing, that you'll when you first told me, I still remember when when you told me that, okay, I'll be done with this, I'll be done with this after watching just like in a day. I'll stop watching it. And I was like, this is impossible. Like when I first heard it, like when I heard it for
Mm-hmm.
the very first time, I thought it is impossible. How can I, just stop doing something which I've been doing for decades, for a
Mm-hmm.
decade, more than a decade? But it happened in real. It is something which I've experienced, and which has happened to me. It happened. I stopped doing it. I stopped watching it in a matter of couple of days, not even couple of days, in a day I stopped watching it. So if someone is struggling with it, he should believe in himself, and he should understand that it is all, it is all us, like it is all the responsibility lies within ourselves.
Exactly.
Nobody else
Flawed
can change
beliefs.
what you're doing with yourself. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm saying the false beliefs, flawed beliefs that people have.
Yes, exactly. We have to debunk those false beliefs, those beliefs that we have, the image of a self addict, that I'm addicted, and thinking stop thinking like an addict. So this is not true. There is no such thing. Trust me, coming from a person, it is coming from a person who has been able to conquer it. Alhamdulillah.
If you guys want to break free from porn, masturbation, and even lust by implementing fully the subconscious transition method and simply get to the root cause and eliminate the root cause completely, simply click the first link in the description down below and it will take you to my free training. And then after that, you can schedule a call with me and we're going to discuss the process of our coaching. Take care for now. Assalamu alaikum.